plus racks.
Okay.
That's the expensive part because, you know.
Yeah. You didn't get nobody from Bryan to come do it?
Nah, or West Texas.
You don't want West Texas people doing concrete.
Yeah.
They can drill a hole and get
Yeah.
some oil come
Get
out
some
of it,
oil.
but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, we good? All right, awesome. Dan, what's the deal, brother?
What up, man? Thank you for having me.
Nah, thank you for coming through, man. First time you coming to the crib,
Yeah.
hanging out with me and Anthony.
Feel like I'm
Yeah.
at home, honestly.
Yeah. Perry boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, man, I want to pick it up from when we first met. Okay. December of 2020.
Yeah.
It's COVID time. It's crazy, bro, because like, Dan had a client, our boy Kev. Okay. Let's just say that. And Kev had a friend who was also going through the loan process with me at the time.
Yeah.
And we were probably 2 weeks from being done. And I think they might have been living together or they were friends. I can't really remember the situation, but the friend was like, hey, you should use his realtor, right? Which was the realtor that I was working on with him. And of course, I'm talking to Kev and I'm like, hey, man, you should really use this realtor, right? This is my realtor, my agent, the one that I'm going to protect, right? I didn't know who you were at the time. And lo and behold, I'm trying to mess up this man's money. You know what I mean? Like, Kev, I don't know this guy. I can't vouch for him. I can vouch for this other person because whatever, right? Whatever reasons I used.
That's how it kind of works in real estate.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to protect my agent. And then lo and behold, man, Kev stays true to you, which I understand why now, knowing you as a person, right?
Appreciate that. Yeah.
And, man, that kind of, over the past years, me and you have knocked out some deals and stayed connected ever since then.
Interesting couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
The cool thing about that is I'm part of Shady University as well. So like I see the shadiness come from other sides of the spectrum in real estate. If you don't see the shadiness coming to you before it hits you, you'll be out. This isn't the industry for you then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if you're Mr. and Mrs. Corporate, if you don't see the shady side of this industry, it'll never work out for you.
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
So the crazy part with that transaction, it was actually not that good. It wasn't a good transaction. That's my bad, folks, right? This is 2020. We're a broker, right? We can go through different lenders. And at that time, 2020 was wild. Different banks were like kicking up pricing, kicking down pricing. We didn't know if they wanted a loan or if they didn't want a loan.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew what was going on around that time. Right? And so I took him to the lender that was offering the best rate and learned very early on, rate doesn't necessarily mean everything, man.
No.
But I think what kind of kicked things off for me and you was that like, no matter what we were going through in that transaction, we just always like kept it real. Like you knew that I was going to come to you direct. Hey man, this is what I'm dealing with. You asked me the questions and we just kept the open line of communication.
Well, I just think that in this industry, when you find somebody real, you got to stick with that realness.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of lenders and inspectors and et cetera in this industry that are in it just for the money. But when you get somebody who actually, this is their passion and you start to feel that just through text messages, you automatically, it's like a magnet. We stick together,
So what other crazy stuff did you have going on during like COVID and real estate? Like what were you dealing with as an agent?
As an agent, well, I was a very aggressive agent during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky enough to be on a referral board where a lot of the time I didn't meet my clients anyway, so I was alone. I was FaceTiming every single client I had, showing them the homes. They were just agreeing to buy the home just off of my knowledge of the community.
Yeah.
The homes, FaceTime, my phone was dead by noon every day, So it was an experience for sure. I think COVID at the end of the day, looking back at it, made a lot of us, better agents, the agents who we are now.
Yeah.
Because we had to readjust our whole life, not be able to bring in our clients with other people there, not be able to have open houses, stuff like that. It really affected our business. And we didn't even know it till we were done with COVID, how it affected our business.
Yeah.
Because no one knew what was really going on.
Right.
So nobody ever like came out to meet you, like to do
a couple
showings?
of people did, but there was a lot of, we had to sanitize, take our shoes off, have a mask on, obviously. But I was dealing with a lot of VA clients that get PCS here to town.
Oh, yeah.
So they were either like had a couple in Korea, had a couple in Germany, Hawaii, all over the place. So
Dan worldwide, man.
Yeah.
Like
And I'd be waking up early. Me and you were talking about that.
Yeah.
I wake up early just to talk to our clients, give them an update. contract status, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
What was Wells Fargo like, bro? Because you were at Wells Fargo at that time, 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was centralized sales. So I never met a client.
Oh, okay.
So I basically just worked. I originated loans in all 50 states.
Yeah.
And never seen one. I mean, they used to send me pictures like, "Oh, this is our new home. Thank you so much."
Yeah.
And it worked out really well. But I mean, I don't have a client base to refer back to, just because after I left, it was kind of like their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I did buy in 2020.
Yeah.
And my realtor had been, his name was Jason Salazar. I can't remember who he's with right now, but he basically had a newborn. So it was even more like,
oh wow,
hey, I can't, like, I'll show you houses, but let me go in, and I'll like walk around, and then I come out, and then he's like, hey, it's your turn to go in. Like, so like, that's how we did it. And when I finally found something, he was like, "Hey, look, they have Ring cameras like everywhere. Don't say nothing crazy." I'm like,
Right.
"What's he talking about?" So I go in, and after he went to his car, I go in, and I'm like recording videos to show my parents, and I'm like, "Oh my!" I was like, "Oh, okay, just chill." So I'm just like walking around, and I was like, "Oh dang it, there goes a camera." So I go out to the backyard. I'm like, "Yes, I can talk now." There's another camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, all right, just chill." I walked all the way out, went to my car, and as soon as I got on the phone with him, like, "Dude, I need this house."
That can be a good and a bad thing. I've always told my clients, you put the Ring cameras up, don't listen, because that's breaking the law. But you can watch, and you can tell by, if they're like imagining where their TV is, you can see them do that, right?
Yeah. So
I for personal reasons, I would probably say keep the Ring cameras, just don't listen.
Yeah.
But if you can always say, "Oh, this house smells weird." People want to know that, right?
Yeah.
Or you could say, "Wow,
does my house smell weird, bro?"
No.
Because you're here right now.
No,
Okay,
it
just making
great.
sure. Okay.
It smells like whiskey and tacos."
Perfect.
But no, there's a couple of things that have helped me in the past with the Ring cameras. My clients, they let their cat roam, and there's cat fur everywhere. And me as a person, I'm very transparent. I was like, that cat's got to go.
Yeah.
Like, for real, it's hurting you.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, I think his name was like Speckles or something. Sparkles.
Yeah.
It was from The Office. What was the cat in The Office? Sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
Oh,
Okay.
Sprinkles.
Okay.
So it was Sprinkles. And then eventually they did rehome the cat because I showed them, they were watching the video saying, "Dang, you're right." And I'm like, yeah, the cat house smells like a cat.
Dang. So the cat just got
The cat was hurting their pocketbook, man.
taken off the contract.
They rehomed they rehomed the cat, and like 6 weeks later we had the house sold.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you gotta stay on your toes.
I even heard Alexa is a thing. Like, people are like listening on Alexa.
Yeah. People have Ring microphones and speakers plugged in, and you wouldn't even know, and they're sitting there listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an open house not too long ago. Shout out to the Haverlands. I was sitting there pimping them out the whole time. Like, hey, my client, he's a firefighter. His wife's a homemaker, and she's awesome. She has great style. And they came back to me. They were like, "Dan, that was really nice what you said about something." Like,
Wait, what?
excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, you heard that? You know? So just being genuine helps, but also it can hurt you big time.
For
You
sure.
know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Ring cameras, that's something that Trek should probably figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
It's something that it's a tool.
Yeah.
You know. So
Yep. Yeah, we had the baby camera back when we were selling our first place. So the whole baby camera thing was the one that we used. But
yeah.
Anyway, man, we're from both the small town back where we're from. Being from West Texas, I know you have oil background, right? Came prior to real estate. How would you say that, like, being from that small town, obviously nothing like here in San Antonio, I would suspect, right?
Yeah.
Like, how has that impacted like your hustle? Because like Dan hustles is what I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Waking up at 4:50 every day, being on the road by 5:30 to be at work by 7.
Yeah.
There's no real estate agents that do that.
Yeah.
You know? So like that was ingrained in me at a very young age.
Yeah.
And my papa and my nana, I was raised by them practically.
Okay.
When they're out the door, so are you.
Yeah.
So I'm waking up early. I'm on their time schedule. Like my kids, they don't know nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely put the grind into me. I always like to say that I get more work done before 9 a.m. than most agents get done an entire week.
I think that's true for it. It doesn't matter what line of work you're in. I think that's a true statement no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that I could wake up at 5 a.m. and knock out most of all my stuff.
Right.
And then make different calls in the day.
I don't want to, but my kids wake up that early. You know, I got two boys.
Yeah.
So like, it's something that just in case, you know, I'm there. I'm awake at all times. If you send me a text at 10 o'clock, I'm done. Don't even try. But at 5 a.m., I'm ready to go. 6 a.m., let's go. I'm ready to get to work. There's friends of mine that don't answer my calls at 6 because they know I'm already wide awake, ready to go, and they're just now getting their day going.
Yeah.
And you know, that's why running really helped too, get my days going as well. So
did you grow up on a ranch or like a farm?
No, man, I grew up in trailer parks.
Okay.
Yeah. I grew up in the trailer parks, like ghetto stuff. And, you know, just raised by a pack of women, crazy women, you know? And then I moved into my grandparents' house, and there's a little bit of stability, but still crazy.
How'd you get down here to San Antonio?
My wife went to UTSA.
Okay.
Yeah, we came and visited. We went to a Spurs game.
So is she from West Texas as well?
My wife is from Mexico, Juarez, Mexico.
Right. I knew that, but
yeah.
like she went from Mexico to West Texas, or?
Yeah, she went to Texas Tech.
Oh, okay.
And then she came to visit her mom in Marble Falls, and that's where we met.
Yeah.
I was a construction worker. She was a waitress.
Yeah.
So,
so you were ordering your tacos or something.
yeah.
You're like, no, I'm a regular now.
Actually, my sister-in-law told me that she was a little bit crazy. And I was like, why? And then I asked her, she was our server, and I was like, I hear you're a little crazy. And she like just gave me this weird look. And then we eventually saw each other again. I invited her out. Yeah. And that was in 2009.
Okay.
So, and then she stayed in Marble Falls. And then we came to visit San Antonio for a Spurs game, and I think maybe Six Flags, you know, tourist stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could come here. This, you know, there's UTSA, there's SAC. I think she started off there.
Okay.
And then we lived over there. They would call it the Ghettoton. It's an apartment complex off O'Connor and 35.
Okay.
And then, we lived in some unique spots in town, but now we're out in Bulverde.
Yeah. So, Bulverde, man. That's like...
Oh, all the way out there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in Kinder Ranch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right by the new high school.
That's West Texas for me living here. Like, going out that way, like, I try not to cross I-10 if I don't have to. 10 and 1604. Now I don't even want to get to 10 because all that traffic right there is bad. Did you hit that on the way over here?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm used to it because I do a lot of work out here. Yeah. But man, I was asking before we started, I was like, how do y'all get on the other side of town when they shut the bridge for the construction during the weekend?
Yeah.
Y'all are just stuck over here unless you go like to Wurzbach and hit 281.
So I think I go through Lock and Tear and the Rim, and then it lets you kind of get back on.
Oh, yeah.
I go through like UTSA, Hausman, UTSA area and go around. Like, I mean, we've been over here so much, we kind of figure out ways to get around it.
And they have everything on this side of town that's over there anyway.
Yeah.
There's nothing over there that's not here.
Yeah.
So
coming up from the mobile homes, I didn't know that part, man. Mobile homes. Now you're showing people houses.
Yeah.
$400,000, $500,000, $800,000. How does that feel?
Mobile Dan now.
Yeah. Hey, Mobile Dan. I like that, bro. You need to get you like a sticker.
I don't know, man. I'm not the trailer park side of me. It really helped me realize how hard it is to become a homeowner. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
I'm almost positive I was the first homeowner in my family from the grandkids side of the world. I could be wrong. I don't know. But really, I don't know, man. I'm humble. I'm very humble. I realize what I have. I enjoy my life now. But growing up in the trailer park and now showing $1 million homes, I think people get a little bit closer to me just because of like, I always tell people when I see the big closets, I'm like, this is me and my 5 brothers stay in a room this size.
Yeah.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I shared a room with my brother.
We had 2 sets of bunk beds and 5 brothers stayed on those in one room.
Yeah.
And we made it work. And we thought it was actually nice, to be honest with you.
Right.
You know? And now I'm showing these houses, and I think people understand that I'm not in it just for the commission checks. Yep. You know, this is how I feed my family. First thing I always do is show people a picture of my boys. I love my boys, you know, and my wife, she's awesome. She's very supportive. When I first got into real estate, I only did, I think 12,000 in commissions my first year.
Yeah.
So she supported us.
I had you beat by like maybe 4.
It was something that, like, I don't know. I got into real estate because a friend of mine who married one of my best friends, she saw me selling beers. She was like, dude, you're selling 12-ounce beers for $12 to every person that walks in this bar.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, you need to sell something expensive. And I told my wife that, and my wife signed me up for classes at Champions like a week later.
Yeah.
She's like, she's right.
Yeah.
And then here we are. So, and Champions was, I didn't know anything, dude. I thought it was actually hard at first.
Yeah.
Now I wish, knowing what I know now, going to Champions, I'd just be one of those guys talking the entire time, you know, raising my hand, answering all the questions.
Yeah.
But that can be pretty intimidating, though.
Yeah. No, it definitely is.
Yeah.
You do the online, you were there in person or
in
what?
person?
In person.
Yeah. I was doing the night classes.
Yeah.
I was doing night classes, day classes. I had a little job at a bar, and that's how I got a lot of my clientele. Looking back now, I was telling everybody, I'm becoming an agent.
Bar industry, like,
bro, my number one client has utilized me for millions of dollars, has met me there.
Yeah.
And he would always complain about the beer selection. And I'd be like, shut up, dude. Just drink a beer. And that's kind of like how me and you, we just became friends without the business talk.
Right,
and
right.
Lo and behold, he became my biggest client ever. He will be for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Not to say this guy's always in the bars, but you know, a lot of people just from like networking, being out, like, I'm a lame body. Like,
I'm becoming that. Definitely. Yeah. I'm evolving into that. But my wife, she'll straight up tell me, like, didn't you go to Stout House the other day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's calm that down a little bit.
You're like, one day.
Okay.
but I like the the relationship you build at the bars.
For sure.
It seems weird because you're like, well, you're just getting drunk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're making connection with people, and you're like,
well, you're doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking.
Right.
And you may bring up something as small, like, oh yeah, I just closed on a house today, and not even talking about nothing else real estate.
Yeah.
And then a few days later, you like get a message on Facebook like, hey, we're about to buy a house. I remember you said something about you closed on a home. Like, I don't remember that, but yeah, I can help you. So I like that. And I think a lot of people who come from that industry, we talked about that, like where it's either sales at, a furniture store or you know, like bar industry kind of scenario, people that you've made connections with just seem to like follow you around, especially if you're like a genuine person.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. A quick story. I was in Stout House, I don't know, on 281 and 1604. And the bartender, I was like, hey, I'd like to. And she's like, Ultras, we know. And I was like, you remember me? She's like, yeah, you're the real estate agent. So I was like, I did my job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I it's not the first thing I talk about, but it's definitely something I get into while I'm there.
I don't know, bro. I think maybe real estate agents for some reason like to drink. Maybe she just took a guess, like eight out of 10 people that walk in are realtors.
Right. You look like a tough thing going on. He was like, just give me whatever you got.
Right. Yeah, my buddy and Gabe, he's another agent. We go over there after we golf or something, and she's like, yeah.
I think I met Gabe once.
Yeah. He's cool as hell. I love that guy. He's also a nurse.
Oh, really?
Shout out. Like that dude, he's a nurse all week, and then he's a real estate agent, and now he's going to do Botox.
Oh, so, like, man, that's
his sphere of influence is like through the roof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Botox, there's some money there.
I think so.
My wife, not to get into this whole thing, my wife had a like one of those parties here at the house where you can get a
Botox party?
Yeah, Botox party, like get your lip filled or
maybe I know why Gabe's getting into this. He's a single man. So
nice.
Botox party, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tacos?
Yeah.
Let's get into our first bite, man.
Where did we
go ahead.
From? Where'd you get these
Rico's
from?
Tacos off of 1863 out in Bulverde. You cannot go in there if you don't know any Spanish.
Yeah.
You must know the Espanol when you're walking in.
Yeah, you told us some stuff about some interesting things that I think the owner does, right? With the
yeah. So she has a Bible up there, and I never noticed it until today. She like does some type of thing where she touches the Bible and blesses the tacos, and you're on your way out.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's more of a traditional Catholic thing for like you're feeding your children or something.
Yeah.
She's old school. She's probably 75.
Okay.
Like a little lightning bolt all over the place.
Yeah, I like that.
She's awesome. My mother-in-law would always bring these over just randomly.
Okay. So
it's
you've been
on her
eating
way
Rico's for a minute.
home. So these are like lunchtime tacos.
Oh, okay. No.
So I never, I don't know any Spanish, but can I go in there like sign language? Like
You can point because it's like I sent you a video.
Yeah.
You can point, but
I'm hungry. One of these.
yeah, I know just enough to maybe get an order in there, you know, but
She's like, just make him something.
I had my wife call ahead of time, so I just walk in and be like, Danielle?
Danielle? Yeah, I like that.
All right.
So they know your taco orders, and you got people that know your beer orders,
Beer
man.
order is easy. Right? I'm a white, middle 30 age guy, like ultra, or what do you drink?
Ultra.
See?
Yeah.
See?
It's like, I'm trying to lose weight, but I want to drink beer. So Ultra like works out for me.
All right, so what we got here, man?
I got a picadillo.
Man, bro, they
Yo,
are,
picadillo.
Greasy,
yo,
bro.
they do not. We forgot
this
the
is-
napkins again.
Oh gosh.
But they
I
do.
had some in
We'll
that
have
bag.
to. Oh, there
Oh,
goes some.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That could be the red pork.
Yeah, that's what
That's
this
the
looks
one-
like.
My wife really likes that one. And
Hey.
then I got the picadillo right here, and then the salsas.
What do we want to go with first?
Let's try theirs.
Okay, so this is salsa from Rico's.
Yes. And
Man.
it's probably handmade with tears from Jesus.
They got the
I respect that.
they got the papas in there, man. I love the papas with the picadillo, man.
So before we take this bite, like we do it always, like this is taco and tacos in 3 bites. It's going to be hard to finish in 3 bites,
No
but
way.
yeah, I know. But just kind of like bite, nibble, whatever you got to do, and try to get it 3 separate bites,
All right.
and then so when we taste the salsa, no smelling it, no dipping your finger in, just
That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
dump some sauce on there and
Yeah.
and go ahead and take a bite.
we'll let you go first, man. What's that sauce like? Yeah, is it salsa
He's like,
hot?
right.
It's roasted.
We have this every
Oh, it's
Saturday.
roasted.
It's a roasted salsa.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go.
It's not very spicy at all. Do you like the? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fire, right? Mm-hmm. I don't need anything but that one. This is the one my mother-in-law likes. So, R.I.P. She died this year.
Oh,
man. Sorry to hear
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was a rough year. But this is how we honor her, you know? Eat her tacos, and I wear pink when I run for her. So that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Little stuff. All right, this is my 3rd bite. I'm going to try to do my best.
Yeah, maybe good.
I'm going to try to get the potatoes. Did you get
Well,
a
you
taco?
may be okay because we still have 2 more bites.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
All right. Keep me in line.
man, I'm gonna have to be on camera licking.
So
all
it'll be just 3 different sessions of bites, but
Okay. Okay.
most of the time the tacos are so huge.
So, have y'all had a taco you didn't like?
not yet, really.
We've had salsa we didn't like, but
Yeah.
this salsa is like
Kind of like roasted and flavorful.
It's good. It got a little bite, but not great.
not too crazy, but it feels like this other one. You'll like. We'll try this one next, maybe, but
All right.
it's it'll last throughout the rest of the
Yeah.
episode. You're gonna feel it, but
The way the lady makes the thing, she just gets her scoop and just goes blop and then rolls it up. So
Yeah.
you're gonna you can probably eat 3 tacos from that one. You know,
Yeah, they're not shy with that.
they're almost like burritos. My wife would be so mad if I would say that. It's not a burrito.
we like
extra swag on it.
They told me to say it.
Like you're never coming back if you don't say it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
Me too. That tasted like it almost tastes like barbacoa. But
What was it?
you said it's a pork.
I think it's a red pork with a red sauce.
It almost tastes like a red sauce barbacoa is what it
Yeah.
kind of tastes like. It's pretty good. It's fire.
Make sure to get a taco.
Yeah. You can actually talk over there. You don't got to.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. You're good. You're good. Like, cause you can't really hear because of mics. But so Dan, man, after I've learned about you over the last day. You're a big family man.
Yeah. I didn't come from a family like that, but that's like my wife did. They were together every day.
Family oriented.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm kind of like, I think when you marry somebody, you take the good and the bad with that. Cause at first I was like way off on the family stuff. I'd always just be in the background, you know, then we had kids and that changed for me instantly. It was like something just clicked. So if I could be around my boys 24/7, I think I would be. I was really hesitant to put my first child in daycare because I just like being around him.
Yeah.
And being in real estate and not producing, I was watching him all day.
Yeah.
And I was always kind of like, oh, I'm just always at the house watching the kid. I can't really get clients. I gotta go to the bars, gotta do something.
Yeah.
That's how I grew my other business, Craft Cruiser.
Okay.
So, you know, it was just being a family man is probably priority number one in my life. I don't want my clients to think that I don't care about what's going on in their life, but I'd be lying to you if I said that real estate's number one. You know, it's family.
Absolutely.
Family and family only. And then, you know, I guess being in real estate, I get to see a lot of families, so it keeps me in that family mode.
Yep.
You know, seeing the little kids running around. This is my room, you know.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
It makes it feel more personable.
Yeah.
And so I think, man, we talked about wrestling like real quick before we started. And so I know we're all the same age. I noticed that as well. But, and I was telling you, like, my dad, was a huge fan of wrestling. And so up until, man, almost maybe my freshman year, and this sounds crazy thinking back on it now, I literally thought it was real because my dad was like, there, like, go, let's go, let's go. And so, fun fact, and this is they probably say something different, but Stone Cold Steve Austin is from where I grew up at. Yeah. They say Victoria.
But he's not from Victoria.
He's from Edna, right?
From Edna, yeah.
Hey, this boy,
he's
a real one.
So my dad's like, Stone Cold, like, he's going crazy. Yeah. I'm like, there's no way feels like this is, you know, this real, and everybody's saying it's fake. Like, it has to be real.
Right.
So that was our connection that we made. And so I was like crazy about it up until I finally figured out it wasn't real, but I still loved it, like, all the way probably through high school. So like, you and your boys, do y'all have something like a bond like that, or?
Yeah. I mean, Jackson is only 6, so I haven't introduced him to it yet. I did let him watch the classic, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant on YouTube, and he was only down for like 1 minute, but it's something I think is coming soon. And Owen's just won. So he just punches me in the face all day. I mean, literally, dude. The second child has different vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're thinking about having kids, don't, like, the second one, just be ready for it. But he's so sweet. He'll be like, Papa, Papa, and then boom, right in the face. And I'm just like, all right.
That's good.
Yeah. And I think he can push Jackson around too.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. But we don't really have a tradition yet. We do Donut Fridays.
Okay.
I totally, if you were bad, you're not getting donuts, you know.
Dude, I used to do that too.
Yeah.
And I fell off.
Well, Donut Fridays in our house, because Jackson, you don't let you forget.
Okay.
So, yeah, we go to the donut shop about a mile away, and we have to get him to school by like 7:15.
Yeah.
So we're up there fighting the high schoolers, getting in line. Now he makes his own order, gets his debit card, and pays for it as well.
Yeah.
Like, I've taught him how to use currency.
Yeah, nice.
Little stuff. And he's like, he'll ask the lady, how much are the donuts today? Like, they don't change, Jackson. But they have sprinkles on them, and I'm like, nah, dude, you're good. And then, but that's probably the only tradition I have right now. But the wrestling it's changed a lot. I think I'd probably go to the classics. I haven't watched since probably the same time as you.
Okay.
But fun fact, I got suspended for 2 soccer games as a kid for doing suck it to my principal.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you DDT'd somebody or
I was
something.
going to say you Stone Cold stun somebody.
When you were a kid, did you ever think to yourself, first thing I'm going to do is just Stone Cold stun them? And then, you know, like.
It was going around school, and like, people used to come up like, because I don't know what stupid stuff that we should do in junior high, but the first thing was like, somebody would come, like, jump behind you and get on their knees, and then somebody would come push you and you'll flip over them. And then, and then everybody was like, oh, let's start doing wrestling moves. And so we started stunning people like randomly through the halls, and it was like no tolerance because somebody had got like hurt bad because they stunned them. Their jaw had like hit somebody's shoulder. I'm like, oh, here we go. So, but only because of Stone Cold being there. Like,
I used to put people in the figure 8 or, you know, what was it? The Sting's move where he put you in the backwards figure 8, like the Sting.
Remember that one?
Like Chris Jericho was the Walls of Jericho. So
it was the figure 4 lock or something.
Yeah,
like
that was but
where like Ric Flair would be like turning.
Yes, to turn you and pull them up. Yeah,
oh,
that was wild. Yeah. So what do you run? Because you've talked about running and the traditions. Like, believe it or not, I used to run.
Okay.
And man, loved running, brother. And I know like you're actually in about that life, like right now.
Yeah.
You run a lot with the kids. You have,
I push but man, he's 25 pounds and that jogger weighs 50, and we live in the hills, so he'll hang back.
The
but
hills.
Jackson has done a 5K.
You saw how he
really?
You see how he flexed on this? I live in the hills.
Oh gosh,
it's a little different right there. It's pretty flat over here, actually, on my side of it.
Oh, come over there. I'll show you about them hills.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, Jackson told me the other day, Dad, he plays soccer
Okay.
like I did. And then he's like, Dad, I don't really like soccer. Can I just play golf? Because I don't have to run.
Yeah.
That's the way he thinks, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be a gamer, though.
Hey, but I'm sure that probably made you happy too, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's not in our blood.
Yeah.
Soccer is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, running has changed my life, to be honest with you.
Yep.
I was 245 pounds, probably more than that. That's just what I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. The other day, I had to give my ID to pick up Jackson from school. And the lady was like, do you have another form of ID? I was a big boy.
Yeah.
And a lot's changed in my face, and, but more than anything, when I run, I go over every transaction from the start to finish in my head. It doesn't matter if I'm closing tomorrow or not. And I think that's why I can run so far, is because I'm lucky enough to have a lot of transactions. And I'm just literally going through every step. Do I need to call internet? Do I need to call the Chapman family? Do I need to call the Haverlands? Do I need to step by step? Because I'm not Mr. Organized. I don't have a CRM. I don't have, LPT offers it, but I don't have it. I'm all up here. And, I don't even have a whiteboard with all my clients' names on it, which I would suggest you do.
Yeah,
but not everybody's me. I'm not trying to say I'm the best agent ever, but mentally I can remember everything.
Yeah.
But the running really helps with that. And then running just with your mental state, being in real estate, I canceled 2 listings this week. Just being able to deal with that stress of, okay, those aren't my listings anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go run.
Yeah. It's so therapeutic.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Bro.
And,
Jinx.
And on top of that, Sunday. You can't talk anymore, Dad. But honestly, I got into it just simply to get out of the house during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough. For me, I'm a very sociable person, just like you. I get out to have a drink. We had a softball league that got canceled, so that was like every Tuesday night. I was
heavy, bro.
And I was horrible at softball. I played soccer my whole life. I never played baseball once. I played in pony league, and that was it.
Okay.
So like getting out there, just having fun. But I was like the worst player on the team.
I play 3 days a week. I love it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Let me get you involved with some people if you want.
Yeah.
I need to get in.
So then, I just got out there, just started running, and I was just really doing 100-yard runs, slow as hell, and then walking back. And then that evolved into, let me get Jackson, because he was still young, and I push him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just finished this really cool circuit that I don't think many people have done. I did the San Antonio half, the rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
And I placed pretty high in that. I don't know my official stats, but I know I was one of the best at our age. And then I went to Houston. It was like 20 degrees with a 20 mile an hour wind. It was freezing. Man. Like
I was gonna say 20 degrees might be okay, but the wind is where.
The wind was, people talk about PTSD. Mm-hmm. Like when I feel the cold, I go right back to that day.
Dude.
It was so bad, dude. And my nipples were bleeding.
I was just about to say,
really?
Yes, I did the San Antonio half. My nips afterwards, man, were it's a problem.
You have like wind burn or whatever when it's like just
wind burn. My brain was burned. My nipples were falling off. My toes went numb. My pinky toe I couldn't feel for like 3 days.
Yeah,
God.
Dude. So when I did the half, I went with a friend who was a runner, like hardcore runner, right? And it was cold that day, so I showed up with a sweater, and he was like, "Dude, take the sweater off," because I just had like a muscle shirt underneath or whatever. And he's like, "Your body heat is gonna," I had already been running, but I hadn't like studied and understood how to truly prepare. I was just kind of doing my own little homework type stuff. Yeah. And he's like, "You take the sweater off." First of all, I'm glad that he did that. But yeah, the nips were terrible, man. I had a terrible, like when I did the half, do you kind of rank yourself before, like you tell people what your average is per mile? Don't they ask like and they put you in a corral?
Corral.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I started in a further back corral because I'm like, all right, my first one, I can't remember what my average mile was, if it was like 8 something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started my watch when they hit the gun. So the whole time, like you go in corrals, and like I'm walking around, just kind of warming up.
But you hadn't even started yet.
Hadn't even started.
Yeah.
So I get to mile like 12 something, and I'm like, all right, it's the last mile. I'm good, right? Get to mile 13, it's 13.1. Mental mile. I'm all right. I'm almost there. I wasn't ever getting there.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I not almost there?
Yeah.
And it was because I was looking at my watch, and because I was walking around, moving, it's counting all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I had it wasn't a full mile, it was maybe like a little over a half. The worst half mile in my entire life.
Everybody would tell you that.
Worst. Because I didn't know, I just kept looking for the finish line. At that point, I was panicking. Have you ever panicked while running?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I told my wife to call a medic immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I panicked. As soon as I crossed the finish line, my whole body just cramped up.
Dude, running is not physical. It's all mental.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, man.
If you're 400 pounds and you're thinking, oh, I can't run because my knees, get over it. Get out there and run.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up and go.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I have an athletic background, but at the time when I was big and not caring, I was not an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can gladly say I am now. I mean, after the Houston race, I was very skeptical of what the hell I was doing to my body, for real. And then Austin,
that was a full or a half?
That was a half. I don't have time to train for a full.
Okay.
People who train for fulls, they literally have to train 70 miles a week.
Yeah. I started, and that's how I hurt my knee. And then.
See, I've only did 5Ks. And so I started at Wells Fargo. They were like, hey, we're going to, we got to implement something for wellness. Like people are big walking around here. I hate to say it, but that's what they, we didn't have like a USAA kind of environment, where they had all these gyms. We had no gym. So
was this Wells Fargo located in San Antonio?
Yeah.
There we go again.
No Charles Barkley stuff, but it was, so we did our first race, and I had been running quite a bit. And so the guy that was in charge of it does triathlons. And so he was, crazy shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I go up, and the same thing you were saying, they ask you what's your average.
Yep.
So I was like, I don't even know where I was at. I mean, I used to run long distance, man, back in school. So my first mile was 6:45 or something. So for 5K, I mean, I've seen your numbers, and so I'm not no clocking sevens for 13 miles, but and so I was like, all right,
that's
I thought
tough,
it was
dude.
pretty good. So he said, wait, you're what? I was like, I don't know, maybe 6:45, and he was like, they all started looking at each other like, oh, you got a competition. I'm like, wait, no, I'm just I just run for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so leading up to the race, he's like, hey, he comes up to me like, hey, good luck, bro. So I'm like, all right. So immediately, as soon as they fired the gun, dude takes off. I'm like, okay, I need to stay with him because this must be the pack leader.
Mm-hmm.
I take off flying with him. And I was like, all right, I'm good. Man, we probably got past first quarter mile. He started pulling away. I was like, there's no way I can sustain this. I got to fall back and let him do this thing. And I think I kept him in my distance for a mile. And after that, I couldn't even see him anymore.
Just that pace.
He's crazy. And the dude finished the race, and I'm still probably have a half a mile, and he's walking back come on, let's go. Come on. I'm like, wait, you finished?
He's just flexing on you.
Yeah. So I mean, I seen your stats. It's that's insane. I can't 7 for, I
should have seen my Houston time when it was freezing. I did Lionel Manzano, my high school friend, he was an Olympian champion. He told me I did, I wish I could remember the terminology, but I went faster as I kept going.
That happens.
I started off, I think my highest mile was 7:10, and then I started going to 6:40, 6:30, 6:20, and then by the end of it, I was back to sevens. But It's like a split difference or something like that.
Yeah, because you start off a little shaky, right? Like you got the jitters, and then you relax. And then I don't know what kind of like, things that you would do, but like you were talking about Kendrick before we started. I knew already when I ran, all right, mile 5, 6, 7, or whatever it may be. That's a tough one for me. I might need some Jigga Man or something like that. I might need some UGK songs or something.
So like I have a playlist. I usually listen to podcasts like if I'm on the treadie, because I got to listen for the monitor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'll put the playlist on and I'll have songs that I've already selected that are sprint songs.
Yeah.
So like if it comes on, no matter what, you're going all out.
Yeah.
And then you have songs that you're just taking it easy on. But my training is harder than my race.
Yeah.
My training is, so I told my wife, she just ran a half. She was doing it with a bunch of work friends.
Oh, that's good. Y'all run together?
We have.
No, that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
She's intimidated by the pace and stuff.
Yeah.
But, she really enjoys it, I think. Or she puts on a good,
good show.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to go run today. And I'm just like, good luck, baby. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we always talk about our paces and stuff. And I think after this last half that she ran without me, she respects it a lot more than what I do.
Yeah.
But as you're going back to your 5K, I did a turkey trot on Thanksgiving. And this kid, he saw me the year before and he was like, hey man, how are you doing? And he's like 20, right?
See that? That's how he gets you.
And I was like, doing good. How's your family? And he's like, good. What you going to run today?
Forget
it. He's already.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm just going to stay back with,
the pack.
Just going to hang out. He's like, oh, okay. And then I knew he was going to go for like a 19 or something like that, 19 minutes.
I think I only had 20.
I ran an 18:45 and beat him by a minute. And he walked up to me and he was like, what? Who are you? And I was like, bro, you lit my fire because I knew you were coming after me.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, Michael Jordan during COVID, they did that thing and it was like, Michael created his own rivals in his head and those people didn't even know it. I do that with runners.
Yeah.
There's this guy, his name's Daniel Martinez. Never met him, never will. I look back on last year's races and he won everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm coming for you.
Nice.
This is me and you. We're going at it. And I beat him every race.
Nice, man. Yeah. I had a moment with a runner, dude. It was in Helotes right here down the street. And, nothing, everybody runs how they run, right? This dude had the sassiest run. Okay.
Like a power walking run.
It was sassy. Okay. I just say it's sassy. Bro, I was so pissed because I'm like, why? I could not. It didn't matter and he looked like it was effortless. It was super sassy, I couldn't catch him. And bro, it pissed me off so bad. And like the dude was just like, he had his pace, his stride, and boom, got me.
You know what's funny about running? And I know we're not here to talk about running, but
we are, dude.
Yeah, that's we talk about what you like.
I relate running to real estate a lot.
Love it.
Because it's a grind.
Yeah.
It's when you have the contract getting accepted, everything's good. That's the training, right? So when you go to the race, that's the closing.
Yeah.
The training is the hard part. The party is the run.
Yeah.
So they say it's some way that's nicer than that, but but really, you get the offer accepted. You're just now starting your run.
Yep.
And then you get halfway through. You're tired. You're like, F this. I don't want to do this anymore.
The appraiser comes through.
That's the appraisal. Like for real, it's almost the same mindset of, okay, what's coming next? What hurdles do I got to get over next? Is it starting to rain? Do I got to get on the damn treadmill today? Like, that stuff is like it. I think in a way, there's a lot of real estate agents that are runners, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I'm going to get back in, man.
A lot.
Yeah,
but I mean, you're always on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, how could you train?
In the morning. I got it in the morning or at night. I actually love to train at night mainly.
I used to do that because I was fat. I didn't want people seeing everything. Jiggling around, I'd run at night, every night.
Yeah.
Friday nights were like my thing. I'd go run for like 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yes. Yeah.
So, just to wrap this one up, you got any cool running trips coming up or what are the coolest spots? You ever gone anywhere pretty dope where you've done like a 5, 10 or half?
No, I mean, I really, really, really want to do this El Paso in Mexico race.
Dude, what?
Oh, it goes.
Yeah, they go over the border. They do like a half mile in Mexico, and then they come back over.
What time frame is that, dude? Like,
I think it's just happened. So I'm gonna train for it
so a little bit cool, a little bit cooler.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Me and my wife's from there. We can kind of do like a staycation, hang out, and before COVID, we were supposed to go to San Francisco.
Nice.
And my wife and I have always looked at that race as just going over the Golden Gate Bridge and doing that. That'd be cool. But I do have an upcoming race in Marble Falls. I'm going to run a 10K, and I'm probably going to try to run like a 39.
Nice.
So that's like a 6:30 pace.
Back in my running days, anywhere if we were going on a trip, the first thing that I would do was check, is there a 5K going on? So one birthday, maybe about 4 years ago, I did a 10 miler in Chicago, right off of the lake.
Oh, that's a beautiful route.
Man, super cool. Yeah. Super cool. Super fun.
There's a ton of runners right there all the time too.
That one was cold. And I'm pretty sure I kept like one of those Nike little,
what, like Lake Drive or something? I've been on that road a lot.
Something like that. Yeah, it's over there.
It's really nice.
By the Mag Mile, I think, and just off of the lake. And so a lot of it is off that coast, and then it goes into some park maybe. But it was a super dope run.
Chicago's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That's the only big city that I've really explored by myself.
Oh, really?
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
I drove from San Antonio to Chicago, and I hit like 20 breweries on the way up.
Just like 20 breweries, 3 DWIs.
No, I stayed.
He was like, let's just Uber the rest of it.
I blacked out in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, nice.
And I stayed the night there because I went to like these breweries that were having these heavy stouts, like very high ABV, and hanging out with people, locals. Ended up blacking out. Then made it to Missouri the next day, and then Chicago.
This was a past life, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's before kids.
Yeah,
for sure. I just wanted to take a road trip. My wife was like, "Hell no, I'm flying."
Yeah.
So I just met her in Chicago.
Dope, man.
Yeah, we went to Wisconsin.
Cool.
Let's probably
grab the second bite.
Yeah,
the
second.
Yeah.
All right. So let's try the New Orleans sauce.
New Orleans. The Nolans.
Let's see. Yeah, we should have enough.
Heavy or just...
Yeah, heavy at the top, right at the top, and then just take a big bite.
The whole thing. We were gonna have it.
No, we can have this one. So
scoop it out.
Have some picadillo on top of your.
This one is kind of spicy, like
a little bit spicy.
It's like not.
Lick my finger.
You feel it? Here, I'll go with you. Look, there's several here.
That's spicy.
Yeah, remember I told you it's like fermenting in the fridge.
Yeah,
it's like now it's hotter than.
All right.
Let's go.
Maybe a little banger.
We might need to get you another glass of water.
That whiskey's gonna intensify.
Oh, jeez. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the one that Frankie had?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She played that off like nothing. This is hot.
That's hot, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a good taco.
Luckily, the tortillas are thick enough where I might soak it up.
Oh, man. I'm not gonna lie, that first bite, I've been sweating already for 20 minutes. Like,
off the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Is this one?
Yep.
Death by salsa. That's the salsa on the plane. And I just took a full ramekin bite of that. Made out of Tennessee.
He was like, death by salsa.
I ain't reordering nothing from these guys.
He was like, look here, you heard me? You can go ahead and order some more. Here's my card. I'm like,
the Pepper Palace.
He hustled. You said made out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I thought it was from New Orleans.
It says Tennessee right here.
I don't know what I can't remember what he said. Woo. My parents were like, don't be going in there. I'm like, no, it looks like okay. So I go in and it's, and it's like, the shelves are covered in salsa, like so much salsa. So I was like all cocky and we had been drinking already. I'm like, what's the hottest salsa you got? And so he was like, this one right here, you hear me? Like, so he's like, he gets a toothpick and he sticks it in there. And I'm like, that's not going to be enough. So, I put the toothpick in my mouth and I'm like, whoa, this is hot. So my mom's like, oh, I'm trying to do.
That one's still sitting, right?
It is. It's all over my lips. I shouldn't have got it on the side of my lip.
I know.
Like burning right here.
This side got most of it.
Oh, this one's gonna hurt, bro.
I thought you liked me.
Yeah,
I wanted to try it after it's been sitting in the fridge. I've noticed we probably got 15 sauces in the refrigerator. The hotter they get for some reason, and so I don't know if they're expired or what.
But what you need to do is you're about to do your yard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do a garden, make your own damn salsa.
Oh, that's actually smart, bro.
You
We
got
start.
the dog though; it might be tough.
Yeah, I don't know. That dog might. Nah,
No, dude.
that dog gonna learn after he take that first bite.
My wife has a garden and she loves it. It's like a hobby for her. And I was at CVS last night and got her a gardening magazine. That's how old we're getting.
Nice. Yeah, my wife loves like plants everywhere. Like,
I have to limit her plants.
Yeah,
because she'll go crazy. And then we have like gnats all over the place.
Yeah,
because of these damn plants.
bro, that happens, man. Like there was one day. Bringing them in from the cold inside, gnats everywhere. Yeah.
She has these little sticky things, and there's hundreds of gnats on these things, dude.
Yep.
Oh, by the plants.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't even know how they come around.
I don't know. I think it's like larvae.
I'll be sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, I'm like, damn plants.
Yeah.
But
man.
You know, I like that she does gardening because she gives jalapenos to the neighbors. You know, jalapenos are always crazy, but this year she's doing like onions and cucumbers.
So, dude, if you ever, I'll show it to you. I have it in the garage, but it's broken. I need to find somebody to fix it. Do you know what? Can't remember what brand it was. I don't think my wife watches a full episode, so I'll give y'all the story.
She does the short.
Dude, one year, I was a little late. I don't know which part. If it was Valentine's, the whatever. And I had to hit the home run because I was already late for the gift. I was like, hey, babe, I got you something, but it's not going to get in until this day. So I knew I had to go. I spent quite a bit, but it's one of those things that it has like pods you put in.
Yeah.
And it has like, looks like the lights.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Dude, we had
a lot of money on that.
Yeah, I did. And, so we got herbs. I think we did grow some peppers at one time.
And you gotta like it almost like when you go into a Japanese restaurant or an Asian restaurant, it's kind of like that. How they have like a little waterfall.
Yes, yeah. Well, no, because somehow the way that it was built is that the water sits at the bottom of the tank, and then it flows up, and it would just like seep through and water the pot or whatever
and
kind
it's
of.
Like hydroponic or
yes,
whatever.
Yeah. I think it was like 1,000.
It was more than that. Because I looked into them too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, but no,
they had financing for those things.
A firm. That's the type of stuff that I'd be telling clients, like, why do you have this affirm payment? Like, yeah.
I had a client, check this out. I had a client, bless her heart. Her car broke down and she's going through a divorce. We sold her house and I made it very clear, do not make any purchases. She pulled up in a Camry and a showing.
You're like,
Hey, where's that from?
It's a rental, right?
And I said, what the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, my car broke down. I had no other choice. I said, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. And now, what do you know? We're 30 days delayed because of financing.
Yeah.
So, listen to your agents.
Yeah.
We're not trying to hate. We're just trying to help.
Yeah. No, we tell the clients all the time. But anyway, man, so you brought up a few things earlier with craft cruisers, craft brewers,
Craft Cruiser.
Craft Cruiser.
Okay.
I want to talk
Cruisers
about
is a failed company out of Louisiana.
Okay.
He's like, I already done my research.
They're craft losers.
Yes. I like that.
Yeah.
Don't relate me to them.
I want you to talk about that because again, like, we do real estate. There's things that we do outside of real estate, like kind of talk about how you started that, what you do with that, like, where people can find that at as well.
So I'm 38 now. I went on my 30th birthday party. My wife put a thing together with me and all my friends. We went on a brewery tour.
Mm-hmm.
And we checked out some local breweries. And I was in transition.
In San Antonio?
Yeah. I was in transition from the oil field to whatever else I was going to do in my life. And I told my wife, I was like, we can do this better. We could do this better. And it was really not organized. It was just here's the brewery and just go in and you look like a bunch of idiots
Figure it
walking
out.
in, And it didn't do justice to the breweries or to what we paid for. So I was like, we could do this better. So I was racking my brain. I was like, how do I do this? And I've never owned a company. I never been my own boss, nothing like that. And I I was like, craft. We're going to be just cruising around town. Craft Cruiser. Looked it up. We've been offered money for that name, by the way.
Nice.
Multiple times. Yeah. Multiple
That's
times.
a dope name.
It is. And that's why we've held on to it. But pretty much we just started. Our first group was a group of 4 people. We took them to, in Seguin, we took them to a house. This guy was homebrewing. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. And he was homebrewing. He's now Seguin Brewing.
Oh, okay.
And he had like his mom's detached garage was a brewery. And he did a great job for what it was. And then from there, we went to 2 other breweries because my thoughts were, which was way wrong, is I want to take everybody outside of the city and show them the hill country and show them everything else. That was the dumbest thought ever because I could take them all to downtown, go to 3 breweries within a mile and less travel, less everything. And I'm helping the economy in San Antonio.
Oh, for sure.
The only way that evolved into that is because we went out to Real Ale and somebody got really drunk and we got kicked out. It was like some frat bros. They got really drunk and they kicked us out. And I was like, so what are we supposed to do now? And I recently met the owner of Alamo Brewing and I was like, all right, let me call this guy. And I call him up and he's like, yeah. And it turned out to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's downtown, right under the bridge. Everybody was asking all these questions. They were giving us tours. And then it just clicked in my head, let's just focus on San Antonio. And until COVID knocked us out hard. It gave us an uppercut.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, big time. I had some great employees. Actually had an employee die. Like, it was crazy.
Oh, gosh, dude.
From COVID?
He died in his sleep. So I
Yeah,
can't
I
say,
couldn't
but he was a very overweight guy, very awesome guy, but just didn't take care of his health, and COVID was around. Next thing we know, I get a call from his son saying, my dad died. And I was like, dang, dude. Like, it hits you pretty hard, pretty quickly.
So were you on the bus with everybody, or you just...
At first, yeah. I was tour guide, operator, owner, everything.
Did you have like a little microphone?
No,
or
I
like
never
a little...
did that. I always tell everybody because we'd meet at like Pizza Italia. You ever been to Pizza Italia? Off of Thousand Oaks? Really good pizza.
Okay.
A lot of craft beer too.
I was just gonna ask, were you like, is it Vince Vaughn in that one movie where he's like the
I just think of like LA downtown, like, all right, if you look to the right, there's a man dancing crazy.
Have you ever seen that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer's like giving tours?
No, I haven't.
So he buys this like mini bus and he's giving tours. This guy stole his story and wrote a book about it saying it was his life. So Kramer's like, no, this is my life. And he starts giving tours around the city, like showing everybody where he grew up. But it was kind of like, at first it was a lot of, I told my wife I need to get a headset so I can talk to people.
Yeah.
There's a big gator over here.
And I'm one of those guys, like, this overpass is one of the highest overpasses in Texas, you know, the 281, 1604. I would say stupid stuff like that all the time. And then people were never locals that came.
Yeah.
They were always traveling. They were corporate. And
So
that's where our company
just sitting
is
there
now.
lying to them, like
Pretty much. Yeah. It's, I don't know if I was intentionally lying to them, but it's just more of like
Good story.
keeping conversation.
Yeah.
Because there was a long time that we would just have 2 people in the bus, you know, and we were struggling like big time.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 people that would rent it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's it. So you got to make friends with these 2 people like hardcore pretty quickly. And then, a year goes by and we started being sold out every single weekend. And it really evolved. I think Frankie's helped me a couple times with her stuff. And also we negotiated out of that deal a couple of times with her. So it's all good. Me and her love each other. But we've done business in every major city in Texas.
awesome,
So,
man.
yeah, it's now we're focused just on corporate.
Okay.
Like, that's really where the money's at.
Big events
Big
type
events,
stuff, or like
we had this thing called CBC that was coming to San Antonio right before COVID, and we had this really unique program where we were taking everybody. We had all the buses you could rent in town. We rented them out, and we were taking everybody from each brewery. It was like an ongoing bus that was just going from brewery to brewery to brewery, and you can get on and get off whenever you wanted. And it was like something no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
And it was about to pop off, and I think COVID hit in March around this time.
Oh, yeah.
And that was in April.
gotcha.
Okay.
So I wasted so much money, so much marketing, so much brain power on this, and then they just shut us all down.
Damn.
We were taking people to Fredericksburg because they never closed.
Oh,
They
really?
never closed for one
I
day.
didn't know that.
Fredericksburg
Well,
never once closed.
I could see that being like because of the wine tours and stuff. Like that's what keeps the city afloat, probably.
Well, their economy desperately needs that.
Yeah.
But it's grown since COVID dramatically because all those California wineries, they got
they're
down.
all building.
They all came down to Fredericksburg. Per capita, that's the most wine in all the United States.
Oh, really?
Pretty close.
Napa
blows them out of the water.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's 290 that I know of.
I love how confident you are.
In Fredericksburg?
Yeah, no, this is a fact.
Yeah.
There's 290 for sure that I know of just in Fredericksburg alone. Starting on Johnson City up to Fredericksburg, you could literally take a week to go to every single winery in that area.
Damn. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there was a lot of wineries that didn't accept us tour guides because they were tours they were just so busy and they didn't want the ruckus there. Mm-hmm. We go to like Fat Ass Winery.
Yeah. We went there. It's like
it's a party winery. Yeah. They don't have the best one.
It has like the donkey, right?
Yeah.
We did that one with really Remax, actually.
Yeah. Frankie, she does that. Yeah. So, we go to Fat Ass. We would check out Safari, which is like elegant.
Safari. I think I've been.
Safari's cool.
I think it's like
really good wine.
It's like a modern spot, right? Okay, I think I went there.
And then and then I'd take them over to anything that I could just drop them off in town, tell them be back in 45 minutes. Y'all go do your thing. And then I'd take them to a massive brewery called Allstott on the way out.
Allstott,
It's phenomenal. It's a Bavarian castle.
Yep.
You can't. It's, in my craft days, I would say that was probably the best beer out there. But I have a lot of friends in craft beer, so it's hard to say that they're the best. But for what it's worth out there and the elegant style and what you go to visit, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to Fredericksburg, definitely check it out.
I think I had a nice pour there and a pretzel, I think, once. Yeah.
But the best brewery in town is Weather Souls.
I was just about to ask you. Literally, if somebody's trying to get a good pour, what are your top breweries here in San Antonio?
Yeah. So, Weathered Souls.
Weathered?
Weathered Souls is like they're right off of Weston Bitters off of 281. It's phenomenal. I mean, I can't really say more than that. They have a initiative. They've been started since COVID. I hate that we're talking about COVID so much.
Yeah, I know. That is wild, right?
But, we kind of established a lot.
Yeah.
There, so.
Well, they started Black is Beautiful over there, and it was a really cool thing that went worldwide, that they were giving a recipe to a beer. They were making the beer, and then all the profits came to support Black-owned businesses and stuff.
Okay, dope.
And my buddy Marcus came up with that, and it went worldwide.
Oh, wow.
I want to say 300, 400 breweries. I could be lowballing that. Got involved.
Marcus is the owner?
Yes.
We need to bring him on, man. Can you set that up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, wow.
One of my good buddies. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And he really started that initiative because during COVID, a lot of the Black-owned businesses were going under immediately because they relied day to day, week to week for business.
True.
And it's not just Black-owned business; it was everybody.
Everybody's business.
Sure.
He focused just on the Black,
especially small businesses. Yeah.
So it was a really cool initiative, and I've always respected him for that. But he also kills it with the barrel-aged beers and stuff like that. Alamo Beer Company, if you have children, definitely go there. They got AstroTurf and a lot of space for kids to run around. But also like Kunstler, they have 2 spaces. They have one over there in the ghetto, and then they have another one that's in on the Riverwalk.
Okay.
So you can get their beer in 2 different spots. But then there's a lot of breweries in town. I'm going to get in trouble for this, but
like how much research you been doing?
Well, no, not only that, I'm friends with everybody in the industry.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
It's kind of hard, but Marcus and I we're very personal friends. So
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I mean, you can't go wrong by supporting craft beer. It's all local. 99% of the people in there are making pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
So even though I talk about drinking ultra, if I can, I'm going to drink craft, local craft.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably say, Ranger Creek, if you're into whiskey.
Okay.
They are like gold medal winning whiskey distillers.
Yeah. Where they at?
They're in the industrial area off of 35 in Wurzbach and O'Connor area.
Okay.
If you go past Ritterman, I think you've gone too far.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's pretty far.
That's an industrial area too. And I've done a ton of corporate parties. They'll open up in the middle of the week for me, and we just bring a bunch of people from all over the United States. And I've had somebody buy the marketing on the wall one time.
Oh, wow.
Some
just taking home a souvenir.
uber rich guy was like, I want to buy that. They're like, that's our banner.
He's like, I don't care.
Like,
I don't care.
here's 10 grand.
Sure, there you go. They were literally like, are you sure? because we're going to charge you $900 for these. Like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, I was helping them take it off the wall and stuff. Like, it's crazy, dude. People are wild when they get out on other people's money.
Yeah.
You know, when somebody else buys you a drink, you're like, cool. But if somebody buys you a brewery tour, you're like, I'm going wild. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, your boss isn't here, so they go even crazier.
Yeah. Nice, man. I didn't know Craft Cruisers was like all
Cruiser. I didn't know that.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Craft Cruisers is a failed company.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
No, yeah, we scaled back a little bit. I get a call probably 3 or 4 times a week. But we've been asked, we put it out there for sale a couple of times, and I pulled back on it just because that's my baby. It's like selling my first son, honestly. But it's cool. It's another avenue of how to market myself.
Yeah. So your birthday's this weekend. Our birthday's the same day, actually, next month.
What?
Yep.
We're the exact same age.
Yeah.
On the same day.
Same day, everything.
That's right.
Year.
I talked about that.
Yeah. So maybe we need to link up with you to have a party.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
A fiesta / a brewery.
I don't mess with fiesta. I learned that the first year.
Yeah.
I have people, hey, can you pick up my family and let's go to fiesta or the rodeo? And then I'd pick them up like 6 hours later, and they can't even talk to me. They don't even know who I am. Like,
just so drunk.
And you're doing this for minimal money. You're just trying to get extra cash, and I'm like, that's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
It's just. And then they call me every year. Can you give us a ride to Worst Fest?
Oh yeah, that's a
hell no.
The way back on the ride back, I'm sure it's probably like, bruh.
I've been in fistfights with people on the way back. Damn, that is no joke. Like these kids are like, you're in line. If you ever been to New Braunfels during Worst Fest, you're in line in traffic for 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I go home for the 4 hours, and then I'm like, all right, y'all hit me up when you're ready. I'll come pick you up. I was like 15 minutes late. They were like, where have you been? What are you doing? I'm like, you need to settle down, young man. Because these are all young kids. It was college night.
You were 245 at that time?
Still at the same mentality.
I'm working with.
And he got up in my face, and I just stiff-armed him like Heisman style. And I was like, you don't want this. You're drunk as hell, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep your deposit.
Oh, we were doing it for like $20 a person.
Oh, that's so cheap.
I know. Yeah. I was just trying to gain business until I even had in my bus that I was a real estate agent, scan this and all that stuff, you know. And looking back at it, I'd probably still do it again.
Yeah.
But I would be a little more selective.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I'd like only say families.
Well, I'm sure at this point now it's more of like, it would be like a hobby thing. Like if it was going to be fun for you. Like,
yeah. No, but I mean, Craft Cruiser, it opened up my eyes to the corporate world of things. You know, coming from the oil field, you never knew that. You just go to work.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even see a human all day. You just see cows and rattlesnakes and stuff like that, you know, pump jacks.
Yeah.
But,
tumbleweeds.
Yeah. That's when I realized I was good at selling, because I could sell anything now.
Yeah.
You know, I could sell that painting to you right now.
I want to get rid of it.
Yeah. It made me think of Wolf of Wall Street, and he's like, sell me this pen.
Yeah.
And then dude was like, oh, it's a nice pen. but that's the mentality you have to have when you're in this kind of industry. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, at the same time, you want to have the best interest for your client, but you also have to find, you know, especially for something they may be looking for, it may not be at the price point that you're used to or whatever. And you have to find the highlights of that house. Like, hey, you know what? This may not be the, you know, big mansion I'm used to, but there's a lot of good things that this person really likes. And so, and you'd be able to show them like, hey, you know what? This is just what you're looking for. Like, it has everything that we talked about. You know, this has to be right up your alley. So
First thing I always do with clients is ask them, how old are your kids? Because if I know they're like 6 and 1, we're already locked in.
Right.
Like if they're even near my kid's age, I can talk to them immediately. And if they have boys, it's really locked in. You know. And then if they're into certain similar things like soccer or running, you know.
Oh, you're going to find some similarity.
Yes, something somewhere.
Yeah.
And if I have to make it up, I will.
So because we're on that, we're getting on to the hour or whatever. I do want to touch on just one kind of thing back to real estate is LPT. You found your new home.
That's right.
Bam, LPT Realty, man. I know
Company man.
I know a few agents actually that have made that move to LPT. How's that going for you? Tell me a little bit about like your experience so far.
Yeah, so I actually brought I didn't bring it in, but I did bring it. So my biggest weakness, I assessed myself, and I'm very good at self-assessing. I'll tell you when I'm bad at something. I'll tell you when I'm phenomenal at something.
Yeah.
I'm horrible at marketing. I don't really. People are gonna hate on me for this, but I think Facebook, social media, TikTok, all that stuff.
Dan. No,
I honestly believe it's who you are. It's not like the type of work you do.
Mm-hmm.
It works for some people. It definitely doesn't work for me because I'm not consistent enough. You can look on my Instagram right now. I haven't posted one house I've sold this year.
I know. I looked.
The volume is there though. The volume is.
We saw how many listings you have.
Yeah. So I'm not. And I always tell my clients this, like, look, I'm not Mr. Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. If that's who you want, then I'm not your guy.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa. But I recently started paying for Zillow to boost my listings, and that's really helped.
Oh,
and
really?
I've never
Nice.
done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got some advice from some top producers that I've always been like, I don't want to do what they do. But then I started assessing myself. I was like, why not be who you are, but also do the marketing that they're doing and still be successful? Because my girl Becca out in Bulverde, she's with Real. That girl, she literally just posts stories.
Yeah.
And people are like one after another trying to get her to sell her house. And I was like, I need to do what she does and just stay who I am, stay true, and then I'll be good.
Yeah.
So, but LPT listing, you know, do you need to get that?
No, go ahead.
They give us a ton of marketing that I'm horrible at, and you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not pimping LPT here today at all.
Is it LPT's the online one? Or
It's a cloud-based.
Cloud-based, yeah.
Cloud-based, okay.
Kind of like a few...
Listing power tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay. Never knew that.
Yeah,
Listing power... Okay.
Yeah. So the owner had... Double jinx. You owe me that cocoa. But no, so he had a company that agents could buy the marketing material that he gives us for free, and it would make them super ultra successful. Like he gives us a box of like 300 and something marketing materials for the listing that you have. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, damn. So I got door hangers that come in this box. I have marketing material for every person that walks through there. I even have marketing material to fold up and put in an envelope for my clients. Like if I'm selling your house, you could take it to work and say, hey, look, here's my house. And they could scan it and it'll go right to a website dedicated to your house.
Nice.
It's not like 7 houses on there with my face. It's your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a friend named Stephanie Parra. I secretly was following her to keep tabs on. There's certain agents I keep tabs on, like they're successful, but I'm not going to be, let's be best friends type of person. She's one of them. And I was like, I called her, I had her number, I texted her and I was like, hey, can we talk real quick? And we haven't talked. We don't ever talk. And I was like, hey, I'm really thinking about coming over. She's like, that's a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And she knew my volume. She kind of knew where I was at in my life. And I came from BK Real Estate as leadership, and I loved leadership, but at the same time, like the expectations were outweighing what I wanted to do in life.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about earlier, family's number one. Nothing will ever be more important than my family. And I just decided I'm going to go somewhere and I've never been with a big broker. It was a big change for me.
Yeah.
I was with Rubiola
Yep.
for a long time, and JC, he does the right things. He's got probably 60 agents, which is a lot. It really is for the San Antonio market, and they're producers over there.
Yeah.
And I was their top producer for a while, and honestly, I didn't want to leave. I was kind of talked into it.
Yeah.
And the things that BK was offering me were something that Rubiola wasn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe this would better my life, right? And then that role started evolving. And I was like, I'm getting away from making money, and I'm recruiting and trying to grow other agents that, and it was something that maybe in 5-10 years, I'll be able to focus strictly on that and not making money. Right. And so told Stephanie, I was like, I want to go somewhere where I can just be me, but also have the benefits of what LPT offers. And I've already done 7 transactions. I have no sweat on my back already. Like, my listings are through the roof, and I'm winning these listings because of the power pack that they're providing for free.
Yeah, bro, that's awesome.
For free.
Just a lot of different things that you said there, just to point out. Like, you talked about Zillow, you talked about realtors that, like, all right, they grab my mind. Like, you're never scared of talking about what you do. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of realtors that want to be tight-lipped about their success.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Right? Yeah. So, like, dude, like, again, another reason why I think that we clicked early on is that you just keep it real.
Yeah.
Like, Zillow, you're naming out these other realtors. Some people see that as competition. You saw that as, how do I grow? How do I get better at doing real estate?
Yeah.
And that's dope, man.
Becca in Bulverde, everybody knows her. She's super ultra successful. And I don't want to be Becca. I don't want to be what she does. I want to know how she got to where she's at.
Yeah.
Because in the oil field where I come from, you start off on the bottom and you look at these guys that are your supervisors for so long and you're like, okay, that's how he got to do it. He became best friends with the supervisor and he got his job, right?
Yeah.
So with real estate, we got to realize, okay, she's doing great with marketing. She's posting every single day. Okay, I don't want to do that, but how are you getting your listing sold so fast?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she has a staging company, and she pimps that out all day long.
Yeah.
And then with her staging comes her personality.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even know I'm going to talk about her on this, but like, she's an inspiration to me just off of the volume, because being a volume agent like I am, and she is, you have to have your shit together 24/7.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. And then they're like Stephanie. Stephanie is real family oriented as well, but she's a top producer.
Yeah.
She's recruiting for LPT like crazy right now.
Yeah.
So like, I just take little things from every agent and create me as a whole.
That's awesome.
You know,
dude.
and like you and I have talked many times about family and how we control our family and how we have to be there for your kid is in baseball, your son. Mm-hmm. You take him to Houston all the time for games. Like, I just got chills thinking about like, we're successful people, but we also still successful in the family aspect.
Yeah,
and that's really, really important.
That's tough, man.
Yeah. To know that our kids know that we work hard and we work hard for them, that's number one goal, but also to have, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours a day just to like commit to them.
Yeah.
That's crucial.
Yep.
You know, because we can go get another client and come home at 9 p.m. and whatever, you know, go to bed, not even see our kids. But I tell my clients, oh, well, let's jump on that tomorrow. I got to see my boy, you know.
Yeah.
The other one's probably crapped his pants 4 times. I gotta go help my wife.
Yeah.
She don't play.
Right.
My wife
Yeah.
don't play. She's like, no, this is 50-50. This isn't, you know, she's professional as well.
Yep.
My wife makes double what I make.
Yeah.
So.
No, I definitely love where this is going. I want to get this last bite.
Yeah, let's get the last bite. That dog is barking at me. Speaking of kids, I got a little fur kid that got put on me.
We're doing the green?
Yeah, we're going to try the green one. Is this kind of the same thing as the red one?
I would assume.
Okay.
I'm allergic to avocado, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think there's any in there. It's usually way creamier.
Hey, bro, we don't have no waivers that we have people sign.
Wow. So. I just found out I'm allergic to all fruit.
Oh, okay. Well,
and I think
sauce is made with like a lot of
yeah. I don't know. I've been doing it my whole life, so I'm not going to give up now.
You got one?
Yeah. You ready?
Okay. You want
to? Bro, somehow I only have this left.
I don't know what happened. Chomping away at the bit. So,
all right, you ready?
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's flavor. Yeah. And also, these people close like at noon. So you have to get in there.
That's when you know it's good.
Yeah. They make enough money where they don't have to be open.
The green is a little bit spicier than the red.
Man.
That they have.
I like them all. That one right there, I think I'm going to fill it like in 2 days. You know what I mean? Oh, God. What is going on here?
You will.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Dude, this stuff was good. I don't know where you got it, but it has Shawn Michaels on there.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Sweet chin music to Hogan there.
Yeah. So it's like a special.
Is he from San
Special
Antonio?
barrel.
Shawn Michaels is.
Yeah.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You got like temps and stuff here.
I wonder what part of town he's from. Alamo Ranch.
There probably wasn't no Alamo Ranch back
then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like the country, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's a city boy.
Yeah.
But, you know, going back to a little bit of the real estate stuff with LPT, it was a big deal for me, man. I could have went back to Rubiola, and I think they would have taken me with arms wide open, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I talked to my wife, you know, and I was like, I think it's time for me to take the next step. And also, they're pre-IPO. If you talk to any of these prior EXP people, and they were there pre-IPO before they went public, they made a ton of money, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're pre-IPO at LPT, and every closing, every person you bring on, they give you stocks. So it's like a bonus. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, be me, keep doing my hard work, it's just like a little bonus at the end of the day.
Yeah. So to kind of like, you know, wrap this thing up, you being, first of all, dope agent. Okay. Thanks. Love you, dude. You know, you've been around. So this is your third brokerage now, right?
Yeah. Well, I started off at a small brokerage, but I didn't, it was nothing. I can't even say I got any knowledge from that.
Got you. Okay. So any new agent that may stumble across this one day or whatever, any new agent coming in, trying to get into the game, any feedback, any, like, what is your best advice to an agent about trying to find their home in real estate? Cause every brokerage offers something, right? Yeah. And, you know, some of these, you know, your Remaxes and Kellers might be for one person versus the LPT and Reals. Like what would you suggest to like an agent who's trying to find their home, what they should be asking, what they should be looking for?
Are they like 30 years old like us, or?
That is a good, because that does matter.
If you're like 25 and you not have any professional experience and you're becoming an agent, go to KW, go to these big dogs, get the training. And if it's still your lifestyle and when you're done getting your training, then stay there. But if you're a professional and you're coming out of professional to go into another career, I would say go where you're going to get where you feel loved.
Yeah.
Because in the real estate world, that is very rare.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing why I went to BK. I felt loved. The owner of the company, we went to elementary school together.
Oh, okay.
And it was just like, it was kind of like made sense, right? Like I'm transitioning from a small brokerage to a even smaller brokerage, but I was like a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
And then that pond started getting bigger and bigger, and more people, you know, we grew the brokerage, just in San Antonio, I think up to like 25 agents. You know, we got pretty big quickly.
Yeah.
And 25 agents doesn't sound like a lot, but you got 25 different problems every day. You got 25 different contracts. You got 25 different pieces of drama every single day. And, you know, that's why, like with big brokerages, if you're a new agent anyway, you want to go where you can gain knowledge, but also be able where you can trust these people.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who you are, I don't care how much money you make. People are going to be shady. It's like Shady University, right?
Back to square one.
I got 2 degrees in that Shady University, but like, I mean, I would honestly say do your research and talk to people. Don't just talk to your friends. Call, like, what I do on my Instagram is I'll look in New York. Give me the top 5 agents in New York. I'll follow them. And then as you're going to be an agent, find the top 5 agents at each brokerage you're thinking of and talk to them. Figure out why they're there, why they stayed there. Don't talk about money because you're not going to make any in your first year anyway. You're not. I don't care who you are. Unless you're coming in and you're from the Valley, like the last girl you had on. I met her before, but I don't
Claudia.
I don't think we've done a deal together. But like, you're coming from the Valley, you probably have a lot of people in your sphere already that are going to be purchasing. You may get lucky in your first year. I've heard of agents. I did 12 transactions my first year. Bull crap. Get out of here with that. And I love agents who lie, and then we can look at your stats immediately. Do you know that, people? We could literally look up your stats right now. So like, quit lying. But I'd say just find out where you're loved. Even if love is just a handshake in the middle of the day or how you doing, love is different in every aspect. But, you know, that's why my friend Steph came to LPT. She said she was just alone. And if you're around people that you feel like are somewhat of colleagues, then that's love. You know what I mean? So, research, talk to people, and always go with your gut. Because your gut will tell you immediately.
Yeah.
It's like when you're buying a home, you walk in, you're like, this isn't for me. Then why are we still here?
Yeah.
You walk in the house, just like you were saying earlier. You knew you wanted that house. Right?
Yeah.
That's your gut.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and my gut told me that BK probably wasn't the right route, but I did it simply because the love was there and I trusted the people I was with.
Yeah.
But then when LPT came up, I was like, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
No-brainer from my aspect of
Well, that's awesome.
real estate, you know.
Yeah. Well, let's end on love.
Te amo.
Yeah, your gut will not love you later on.
Oh, well, that
Now
damn
that
salsa.
salsa,
But I need to go love on my dog, man, because
he's
they gonna say I'm a
What's your dog's name? Craig Biggio?
no Maya. Maya, yeah. So, dude, man, we appreciate you coming through, man.
course,
Love the conversation,
definitely
man.
great conversation.
yeah.
Man.
So, yeah, dude, let's get a run together. Let's get a beer and
Let's do all that
Hey,
together.
hook this guy up. I mean, another realtor in your books, and so another aspect of the game.
Yep.
I love even doing comps. Comps make me happy.
Yeah.
So if you just want comps on your house, let me know. Like for real.
No, for sure.
Hey, you bought this house for $350 and it's worth $320 or $425 right now. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's roll the dice.
Let's do it, man.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, appreciate you coming on, man.
Hey, man. All right,
Appreciate
dude.
it.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Laters.
Go get this dog, dude.
What's your dog's name?
Maya.
Maya?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to hear it too much.
You don't think so?
No.
You couldn't really hear